Hello, everybody, and welcome to Northgate High School. Kind of jumping in the middle of this one, Anthony Schultz along with Catherine Kataya. Clayton Valley taking on Northgate, the junior varsity volleyball. We'll have the varsity for you coming up afterward. And Catherine, tell us a little bit about these two clubs.
Well, basically right now coming into this game, Northgate's up 8-0 in DVAL League. Clayton Valley with a record of 3-6. Northgate's coming off a fourth place win this weekend at a Los Lomas tournament. Really at a strong point right now, so it was a good match good set that first game, and we're expecting just the same for the second.
We should have, and of course, we will have the varsity match coming up for you afterwards. You want to stick around for that, and we should be returning to action here momentarily. We are in a break, and the ladies will be back on the floor in just a moment, and we'll have the next set for you coming here right from Northgate High School here, and it's the Eagles and the Broncos here, little women's volleyball right here on Walnut Creek TV. Here are the Eagles in the white and the Broncos in the black. And kind of jumping in midstream. What did I miss in that early part of that set?
Well, you know, the game was pretty close to start us off. Both teams serving pretty strong. Defense looks great. But Northgate tends to pull away. It's what they do. And they start strong. They, have a little errors here and there. But then all of a sudden someone comes up and they take off. So really both teams, strong servers, good passers. They're going to have to watch their defense with tips and deep balls, but both teams passing and hitting really well. Should be a good second set.
Should be, and we are just about ready to start.
Move.
Wait a minute, somebody stole my pen, but I had to retrieve it. There we go. All right, Catherine, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved in volleyball.
Well, actually, I played at Northgate 4 years. I graduated in 2008. I went off to Long Beach State. I didn't really play in college, dabbled in it just a little bit. Got a call from Dave, the director, Dave Weiland, and said they needed a freshman coach, and I was in. I was sold. So it's something I've always loved. I played year-round, played club. My youngest brother actually played year-round as well, played varsity 3 years. So we're a really big volleyball family. My dad got me into it, and he's actually my assistant coach. So it really has stayed a family affair.
All in the family,
yeah.
And get to do it on a regular basis. Good
Absolutely.
for you.
It's my favorite thing to do. Love coaching, love seeing the faces of girls that finally get it, and to see have it click and to have them be able to be rewarded that they're doing well is just the best feeling in the world. All
right, we are set to start this next set. And Ariel McCamey to serve for Clayton Valley.
And Clayton Valley does have some great servers. Northgate's going to have to stay on their toes, really move to the ball, and be ready for anything. They got to stay on their toes because Clayton Valley, they saw what they were made of that first game. They're going to come back probably stronger, ready to move them around, short tips, deep balls to the corners. So Northgate's really going to have to be ready for this one.
Here's McCamey giving the ball a workout. It's not going to be round if she keeps doing that. And underway. Set, spike, and they can't handle it here on the Clayton Valley side, and a point for Northgate.
And number 89, Lacey Reisinger, is a huge player for Northgate. She hits out of the middle, but her block's dynamic. She can set. She really just does it all. So Clayton Valley's going to have to watch out for her in the front row.
All right, here's Madison Caston to serve. Set from the back row. And a bump set, just kind of a free ball coming over that time, jousting at the net. Set, spike, and let's see, a little too long. No, it's not. Count it for Northgate.
Yeah,
so
once
two in a
again,
row.
Lacey very dynamic in the front row. She can move to anything, gets her feet set, and just wails on it. She knows how to swing, and she's not afraid to.
And Caston again. And over, and that one's going to land in.
That was a
eight-ball
great
side
cut.
pocket.
Great cut by the outside there. She turned her body. She swung where she was, committed, landed right where she needed it to land.
Olivia Anderson making the nice shot, able to get that one down. And it's 2-1. Bump set, third one's got to go over, it does. And this one to nobody, and kind of right in the middle of the floor that time, and Clayton Valley giving chase for it and can't get to it.
Those are tough. Everyone sort of looks at each other, kind of runs towards it, and sometimes the ball drops, and what happens. It's all part of the game.
Broncos to serve. Bump set, and tapped over. Set, spike. In or out? No, it's going to be out. Point to Clayton Valley. And that's Lacey Reisinger again. And that's probably the closest thing we're going to see to an actual spike here. She actually can't get up and get that ball over the net. It looks like not quite high enough to get that trajectory to come down.
Exactly. Just as a front row hitter, you have to be able to get your hand on top of that ball to really get
the setter dump
the results you want. Yeah.
Utilized beautifully right there. I always
Very
like
smart
that play just because it's kind of sneaky. Catches everybody off guard a little bit. I like that one.
Absolutely. And you do that sort of, you're in trouble, that ball's tight, you can't really get it to a hitter where you need to. Setter knows to put it over, and especially with these teams, there's no way you can cover that. You don't expect it, you're not ready, and that ball drops. It's a great play.
All right, here's Lacey to serve. 4-2 in favor of Northgate, trying to add to it here. This one's set right over the net. Set, coming to the little further back near the 10-foot line there. And the ladies got a rally going. That spike blocked. And coming up to finish that block off is Kelly Markham.
That was a great block from the opposite side for Kelly. She watches that hitter come in straight, she squares up, she presses her hands over that net, and that hitter doesn't stand a chance.
Reisinger again. This one coming backwards. Third one's got to come over, and it's going to come from way back. And the Broncos can't handle it, spilling onto the floor to try to get to that one.
And those are hard balls to pass, because when that setter is playing back row and that comes a free ball, what you teach is for the setter to run up to the net and be ready to set. And so those two back row players have to split that back row. And if they're not quick enough to split that back row, that ball is going to drop right where that setter was and right where they couldn't cover that hole. So it was a great play by Clayton Valley.
It looked like Clayton was out of system that time, and they ended up getting the point. Set. Going to the opposite side, on the far side. Handled by Clayton Valley. Here's one right into the net. And that is number 3, Ashley Deichler.
Those aren't easy balls to hit either. They're coming from behind you over the shoulder. It's really tough to get your swing behind it.
Set. Going across the floor again and putting it away from the far side. That is number 17, Renee Lawrence.
And she's a huge asset to the Broncos. Big swinger, big blocker. She's only a freshman actually playing JV. And her older sister plays varsity. Great all in the family
that's Michelle,
sport.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
I heard Michelle's off to college on going to be playing volleyball at the next level.
19, go ahead.
Talk more about that when we get into the varsity match. A couple of substitutions here. Looks like Fredra Bridgevik, number 15, coming in for Northgate. And now back to serve for Clayton, number 12, Shelby Calder. Set, tapped over. And I've got the down umpire, down ref right in my way, so I kind of lost track of that one, but I'm sure it was a good play.
It was. She came over, tipped the ball. The outside blocker couldn't get her hands on it. Sort of got a little touch, but the ball it fell. There's no one there to cover for her.
And here's Renee Lawrence. Put a lot on that one, and a nice decision by the ladies in the back row, letting that one go.
8 for 17.
Including number 3, Ashley Deichler. That was hit pretty hard, though, so fairly easy opportunity to let that one go. And 8-5 now in favor of Northgate. And this one is going to be knocked into the stands on the far side. Another point for Clayton Valley, and they creep to within 2.
And that was a great serve from Clayton Valley. She hit the line, she hit it hard, and it forces Northgate players to move their feet, and it's a tough ball to pass. Interesting
alignment here in the back row between a couple of the Eagles.
Now, when you play rotations, there are certain players where you can't overlap. And so you see those girls switching positions as soon as she serves the ball. It's because they can't pass each other before that ball is served. So as soon as she serves that ball, you see them hold hands, they switch real quick, and then get to where they need to be on defense.
Yeah, I get to do the St. Mary's games, ladies volleyball games, and I have not seen that hand-holding alignment yet. A lot of follow the leader type of alignments, but not that one so far.
And really, it's taught at the younger levels to really teach camaraderie and to know where you're supposed to be.
And as I can see, the game is played so much different because the next level is played completely above the net.
Yeah.
Everybody, even the liberos, can really get up and spike the ball.
Absolutely. At this level, it's really about who can pass and who can get the bar in a smart position rather than a large swinging position. It's not about strength, it's about intelligence at this level.
But one thing that will always be here is knowing where the defense is and where to put the ball. Set. And handled nicely in the back row, but there's nobody to take it in the front row. As we saw the Clayton Valley libero, Ashley Deichler, pass that ball to the front, but then there was nobody there to put it over the net.
And those aren't easy plays to turn around and set because you have the blockers out on the outside trying to block that ball. And as soon as that pass comes in straight at the net, it's hard for them to turn around real quick and be able to set it.
Madison Caston now to serve for Northgate. This one going backwards. Can they save it? Bump set, save it to nobody. And that time, Clayton Valley over pursued. They were out of position once they got the bump set coming back.
Yeah, you're taught to chase the ball and you're taught to all sort of go after it, but you got to remember to leave a couple people behind to get it over just in case it comes back your way.
Another serve for Northgate. Handled nicely over here by Clayton Valley. Punched over, but that one is going to be into the net. Kind of off the antenna a little bit as well, so no good there.
And Tony, this is what I'm talking about. Northgate gives them a few shots here and there, but they really just take off.
Northgate again. Bump set coming over. Set. Backwards. Third one's got to go over, and it does. Set. Yep. And Reisinger was expecting something a little bit higher. Can they get the third one over? It's going to be out of bounds. Yeah, on the other side of the antenna, on the far side of the floor. And it looked like that previous chance, Reisinger was expecting something a little bit higher. I think she wanted to spike it, but the set was a little bit low. And now I think they had a timeout called. Let's see.
There was actually a substitution for Clayton Valley, and Miss Caston over there serving the ball didn't hear the whistle.
Ooh, sneaky. All right, Caston another serve. 13-7 is our score. And this one going to go out of bounds over there on the Clayton Valley bench.
And, Maddie's got a great serve. She's one of those players where you want her in that serving position to start off a game, to end a game. She brings a lot of rallies for the Northgate Broncos.
And it's very rare that you see somebody who serves who can actually be an offensive weapon with the serve. A lot of times it's just kind of get it over. There's one smack down. Clayton Valley cannot get to it, and that is going to be out of bounds and a point to Clayton Valley. So Clayton really lucky they didn't touch that one.
That was a close call. Again, that ball's still a little bit low, and Lacey's having trouble getting on top of it to hit it down. It's all just a matter of good pass, good set, and sometimes, it's not there.
Well, actually, Deichler went for that one, and lucky she didn't get it. There's going to be a service error here as this one goes right into the net. That was Nellie Duncan. Not enough lift on that one.
and 14. Go ahead, ladies.
So number 16, Narisa Yokiyama coming into the ball game now. And she will replace Nellie Duncan, number 4. And now Jennifer Chung serving for Northgate. All right, third one's got to go over, and it does. Set. Reisinger tips it a little bit this time, and boy, a trio of players going for it. And you talk about hit it where they ain't, and that's exactly one of those skills that is so crucial in volleyball. See the ball and yet, plan to hit that ball, but know where the defense is and put it where they can't get it.
Absolutely, and we call that the donut in volleyball. Hardly ever is there someone there waiting for that tip, and if you're in trouble, that is the exactly place you want to put it.
And when you get somebody like Lacey Reisinger, they've been seeing her hit the ball hard, and then when she throws that changeup at him, everybody's a little bit just a step too late.
Yeah, it's all about moving those passers in and out. You tip them short for a while, and then you scare them back with a big hit, and it's really just that's that smart game I'm talking about.
This one going to be mishit by Clayton Valley, but that's still a nice serve coming down the line here I mean, you have to kind of rotate out like that and then try to use that bump set to try to keep that in. That's a very difficult play to make. And that was a nice play to let that one go. Taylor Sproul, and what they always talk about during the St. Mary's games is like on the line, get your foot as close to that line as possible. And if it goes outside your foot, let it go.
Absolutely. It's all about knowing where your body is in relation to that line on that court, because you're in the right place, you're going to be able to make the right call.
Because what St. Mary's has done better, Catherine, than a lot of people is simply letting the balls go that are going out and not going for the ones that are just going to be too long or over the sideline. And you see a lot of their opponents make that mistake over and over again, and it really has given them a big advantage. Lacey Reisinger to serve. And this one by the libero. And Ashley Deichler right into the net that time. An attack error for her.
Yeah, those are frustrating plays to be able to get that swing, and especially back row. Normally you're not allowed to jump if you're taller than the net. But at this level, most back row players are still a little short, and they're able to keep that swing, and they're able to go for it. And those are one of those moments you want, and that's that kill you want, and sometimes it doesn't happen. It's very frustrating. Coming into a score of 29 here for the Broncos.
Oh boy, they kept alive, and it looked like Clayton Valley thought that play was over, and they were kind of slow to rotate toward the ball that time. Another point for the Broncos, and now 21-9 is our score.
That's a huge lead, absolutely huge lead for the Broncos.
Set, tapped over, a little jousting in the net, won by Clayton Valley, and number 14, Taylor Sproul, in the midst of that. And that's another one of those parts of the game, too, is like when that ball is right over the net and both teams are going for it, who is going to win most of those jousts?
Those aren't easy to teach. It's really just you have to just go for it. And you have to be competitive enough to know how to fight for the ball.
Pass a little bit wide that time. Coming here from Northgate, that'll be a point for Clayton Valley. You talk about another one of those crucial aspects. How well can you pass, especially here, because you're not going to get a lot of spikes, and you're just not going to have the type of players that can take the bad passes and still turn it into offense. This one going backwards. Going to be touched by Northgate. And another point for Clayton Valley. Let's see if they can't rally here, Catherine, and cut further into this lead and make this a little more interesting.
I would love to see an Eagle come back. It makes for a great game.
Third one coming over, and it is, but it's going to be way long past that far side corner. And now Clayton Valley starting to creep into this one a little bit more, but still a ways to go.
I've seen it happen. I've seen plenty of teams come back and win from a deficit like this, so we'll see what happens.
Christina Daly to serve. Second one, and that's a I got it, you take it situation, and a miscommunication on the part of Northgate, and they give up another point.
Communication is a huge aspect of this game. If you can't talk to your players and know where each other are, that ball's going to get lost in translation.
That was certainly the case right there. Again, and they almost did it again, but this one is coming over. Set. And it looks like somebody into the net this time for Northgate.
And those are crucial, especially when you're behind in a rally like this. You can't sacrifice those points. You really got to learn to stay out of the net.
So Northgate seeing the Eagles creep back into this one. Set coming over. And the ladies have got a rally going. This one jostling at the net, won again by Clayton Valley, and the Eagles are indeed, Catherine, on a little run here.
I know, and it all starts with that strong serve.
21-16.
Yeah, if the Broncos can't get a good pass up to that setter, they're in trouble. Their hitters can't get anything sufficient. And
oh, nice diving play by Clayton Libero that time. Set, coming over. Tapped, and that is going to fall on the point for Northgate, so the string is finally broken. And the Broncos creep a little bit closer to victory.
Yeah, and that's that spot again, even coming off the block, whether or not it's a big hit off the block or a tip, that middle hole is always open. That's that spot you want to aim for if you're in trouble. You know there's not going to be anyone there.
But a nice dig by Ashley Deichler on the previous play. It was one of the better plays I've seen so far tonight, which I always think is extremely difficult play to make. Spike, and that one is good. Knocked down, and that is a kill right there for number 17, and is Renee Lawrence.
And that's a great spot to be able to hit, especially at this level, because when you get taller and get older and you get into tougher competitive volleyball, that's that spot you need to find.
Oh, this one is going to be right into the R1 that time.
That isn't a safe spot to be standing. You are in trouble for a lot of balls coming your way.
But
up there.
if he could play the ball over the net, that was a pretty good pass.
It really was. He could have set someone up for a nice hit right there.
It was right to him. Markham to serve. Set point for the Broncos. Does Clayton Valley have another rally left in them? Set, going the opposite side. Going backwards. Third one's got to come over, and it does. Ladies rally again. Pushed over. Jostling at the net. Point for Clayton Valley, and they stay alive.
13 and 19. Go ahead, ladies.
So now more substitution.
15 and 5. Go ahead, ladies.
Jessica Chung coming back into the ball game, as well as number 15, Fedra Britvik, for the Broncos. And another set point here for Northgate. This will be set point number 2 for the Broncos. Coming over, and another miscommunication. You had two people going for the ball at the same time. They mishit it, and the set is going to go to Northgate.
And, I really think that match came down to passing, and Northgate had what it took. They also had some big swings up there in the front row. And Clayton Valley, the Eagles, are a very scrappy team. They're able to get to the ball. They're able to move around, but Northgate outplayed them today.
So Northgate takes care of business. Clayton did give them a little bit of a scare there making a run, but in the end it's the Broncos over Clayton Valley. A final score here for this set, 25-17. Remember, stay tuned. The Varsity coming up next right here from Northgate High School.
This is our 4th annual 5K for Saving Sports for Mount Diablo, the United Mount Diablo Athletic Foundation. We have been just blessed to have great community support and support from our schools to keep high school sports alive. Without everyone coming out and supporting our race, I'm not sure we'd have high school sports still going. So we have a great turnout today. Our competitive run has started. Our fun run's coming up. And if you look around here today, you'll see we've got people from all our different schools and the community out here with a big support of UMDOF and sports for our Mount Diablo Unified Schools.
Northgate High. YNNNORTGT. I'm Howard Geller, the mayor of Clayton, with Ron Leone, the mayor of Concord, and we're here representing our cities for a fantastic event, UMDOF. And this event is going to raise money to keep our sports alive. And it's so important that participants come down here and race. We have another race at 9:45. We need your support. We need your funds. Otherwise, we might lose our athletic programs. So please come down and support UMDOF.
Yeah, I concur with Howard. It's extremely important that we come out here to support all of our sports here in our schools. It's great to see so many people down here, but it's unfortunate at the same time that we have to do this because of the funding sources. But hopefully everybody will come out and support the schools because we need it.
Stalters. I run track and cross country for Northgate and came out here today to support sports at our schools.
My name's Steve Wolf, this is Northgate Football, and we're here today just because it brings us more as a family, and brings us one, it's a lot of bonding and stuff like that, and without Northgate Football, we'd probably be not doing good. It's really good for the community. Sports is just a really good thing for everybody in general, and we don't know where we'd be without this race because it's really good also for the community. And words from my other players, anything for you guys?
We're number one!
We're from College Park! Yeah. Woo! We play water polo! Water polo! Yeah! And, we're here for the fun run, and we play sports at College Park. Sports are good! Woo!
It's really important that we come and represent our school and our sport. We do cross country here to represent Clayton Valley High School.
We love cross country because it's just a really good way to meet new people and also just run and just have fun with whatever we do.
Our first place winner, this is Daniel Stalters at Northgate High School.
And I'm a teacher at Sequoia Middle School. I teach PE and art. Go Giants! I'm out here running today to support the sports programs at Mount Diablo Unified School District. Strong believer in getting out and enjoying these runs, whether you walk it, run it. It's just a fun place to be, supporting our schools. I grew up playing sports in this area and I want to keep supporting as many years as I can. So go Mount Diablo!
You're almost there.
We play volleyball because sports are important. We're doing the run because we want to support our school district.
Everybody, and welcome to Northgate High School here in Walnut Creek, where we've got women's volleyball coming up for you. It's the Northgate Broncos against the Clayton Valley Eagles. Anthony Schultz along with Catherine Gataya. A couple of good teams here. Catherine, Northgate playing exceptionally well at this point. Clayton Valley a couple of games under 500, still trying to find themselves as the season winds down. But right now, the Northgate Broncos playing exceptional volleyball.
They really are. They've been playing very well, Anthony. They just come off the Nike Tournament of Champions where they went 5-1 this weekend, playing some huge teams in the nation. They've really been moving up the ranks. Ranked 4th in the East Bay right now. They're moving up in the nation, moving up in the state. So it's really going to be a great match. They're playing some great volleyball.
It should be. And now let's meet the Clayton Valley Eagles.
I'm Lauren McCarthy, number 8, and I play middle.
Hi, I'm Jordan Booth, I'm number 3, and I'm a setter. Hi, I'm Sydney, number 7, defensive specialist.
I'm Emily Barker, number 2, right side. Hi, I'm Sarah Williams, number 9, outside hitter.
I'm Megan Sarkisian, I'm number 1, and I'm a setter.
My name is Ariana Bermudez, I'm number 5, and outside hitter. I'm Morgan Kakwazi, number 6, and I play right side.
I'm Lucia Gasowski, I'm number 12, and I play middle.
Hi, Megan Ellis, I'm number 10, and I play libero.
Hi, Kathleen Brunrosha, number 16, center.
Jessica Stratton, number 11, outside. Kayla Taylor, number 15, middle blocker. I'm Haley Pasco, number 13, I play outside. Hannah Gleason, number 14, right side hitter.
All right, let's talk more a little bit about those Broncos again. That record sparkling at 19-8 and 8-0 in the DVAL, and they've really dominated their league over the past couple years, trying to go undefeated in the DVAL one more time.
Absolutely. They've been playing some great volleyball, like I said. There are other teams that put up a fight, but they just stand out in this league. They're really that hard-hitting team that people want to beat.
And we're going to get a chance to meet the Northgate Broncos right now.
Kelsey LaCour, 23, middle blocker. I'm Nicole Papano, number 14, setter. Michelle Lawrence, number 17, outside hitter. I'm Laurel Bailey, number 2, and I'm libero. I'm Molly Sandergren, number 9, outside hitter. Lauren Schaefer, number 24, middle blocker, is right side. Allie Nealing, 22, middle blocker, opposite.
Taylor Patton, number 6, outside hitter. Megan Stark, number 11, defensive specialist.
I'm Samantha Snyder, I'm number 7, on the side. Shane Lee, number 25, middle blocker.
Emma Herman, number 4, outside hitter.
Julia Pelletier, number 5, defensive specialist.
All right, let's take a look at the standings and the DVAL. There's the Northgate Broncos trying to make it 2 seasons in a row of perfection in the DVAL, and right now at 8-0. And there's College Park at 8-1. And boy, Catherine, look at that record for College Park overall at 23-6. Bray and Christian, a winning record in league. Everybody else under 500. So a test here tonight for Northgate, but right now the Broncos certainly the class of the Diablo Valley Athletic League.
Absolutely. These Clayton Valley Eagles are going to have to put up a big fight against these Broncos. They're going to have to move them in and out, tip them short balls, hit them deep, really keep them on their toes. Otherwise, these Broncos are just going to wail on that front row. They've got some big hitters. So we're definitely up for some good volleyball here.
All right, just about set to start. Set number 1 here of the varsity match. Northgate winning the JV match that we had for you earlier. And welcome to Walnut Creek TV presentation of women's volleyball. There we see the Clayton Valley Eagles in red, and we'll have the Northgate Broncos in black, and there are the Broncos. Mark Dresba is our R1 tonight, and on the far side of the floor, on the near side of the floor here, the down ref will be Peter Dunn. He'll call the action for us, and just about to set to get underway. And of course, Northgate trying to stay perfect in league and make it 2 years in a row of dominating the DVAL. All right, looks like Northgate will serve first. And number 11, Megan Stark, will do the honors to get us going here in set number 1.
You know, these Broncos have some big serves, so Clayton Valley's going to have to be ready beyond those toes.
And we're going to see a major difference here from the JV match, Catherine. We're going to see the ball played above the net a lot more here in the varsity match. Third one's got to go over from well behind, and it just does hit the net, and it hits a Bronco player in the head, but that counts. Keep it going. And drop down there, number 2 for Clayton Valley, Julie Barker, going for that one. Can't get to it. And the first point goes to Northgate, and kind of an unusual one. Lauren Schaefer of the Broncos played that one with her forehead.
Hey, you know, it's legal. So as long as you can get behind that ball, that's all that matters.
I actually, and in one of those St. Mary's matches, Catherine, I actually saw a ball kicked over the net.
Yeah,
not intentionally, but kicked over the net, and that was good.
You know, actually, they make a joke about it. It's called a waffle. You know, the pancake is with your hand. If you put your foot underneath it, they call it a waffle. And it's legal now. It didn't used to be, but it is.
I've not heard that, the waffle. I like that. This one's spanked down. This one's going to be off the hands of the Broncos. Megan Stark going backwards. And it's 2-1 in favor of Northgate. Dropping back to serve now for Clayton Valley, Jessica Stratton. I think you told me you know a little bit about Jessica.
Yeah, actually, I know her family runs Diablo Valley volleyball group, and she's only a freshman playing on the varsity team, so big moves for her.
Kind of a miss hit right there. It looked like they were going to jump trying to spike the ball and then decided against it. It was a strange looking play on the Northgate side that ties it at 2. Nice looking serve coming over the net here. And that is going to be another point for Northgate. That makes it 3-2. And even at the higher levels, Catherine, you don't often see the serve being a true weapon. I mean, sometimes you have some ladies that can pull the string a little bit and keep somebody out of system with the serve from time to time. And this one goes into the net. That'll be a service error for Northgate. But for the most part, serving is not really, I wouldn't say, a sort of a big weapon.
Yeah, you'll see some coaches make the call what position they want that serve to drop in, and if those girls are good and consistent at hitting those spots, it can be. But right now it just looks like a matter of who can get the serve over.
Right. And this one is going to be hit, and that's going to go below the net. That'll be a point for Clayton Valley, and that knots us up at 3 apiece. Set, and then kind of just has to free ball it over. And it's going to be out of bounds and a point for Clayton Valley.
It was just, you know, it was a tight set. They were trying to run the slide where the middle comes in behind the setter, and if that bar's too far, that middle's really got to chase it, and it's a tough ball to find.
Boy, that really wasn't that close, that one. Here's one going to the opposite hitter. That one is spanked down hard. Put down very nicely by number 17, Michelle Lawrence, on her way to Colorado State after she's done playing here. So she'll be playing volleyball at the next level for the Rams. And nice to see that. Congratulations to her. And that's the alma mater of her coach, Dave Weiland. So when I talked to Dave earlier in this week, he was very happy to talk about that. It looked like a double hit, something unclean that time, getting a piece of it that extra time. So that'll be a point for the Broncos.
Yeah, those are tough points to lose at the varsity level. I mean, by now you should really see those clean sets, clean hands, and it really is kind of a tough break to get a bad call like that.
Set. Swatted over. Set coming over the opposite. Ladies start to rally. Lawrence nicely hit, but played well by Clayton Valley. To the back row it goes. Nice back set that time. Did they put it in bounds? Yes, they did. Northgate point. And I see that back set, Catherine, I always think, boy, to really get that where you want, that seems like a difficult play.
You know what? It's all muscle memory. Really, you just have to repeat it until your hands and your arms know exactly where to put that ball. And a good setter right here, like Nicole Papineau, she puts those balls pretty consistently, and her hitters are able to get up there and just swing on them.
And boy, don't those big attacking players that love to do the spiking and all that kind of stuff, they have got to have the setters put the ball in good positions consistently, or their numbers are just not going to be there. Another point for Northgate. And the Broncos on a bit of a run here at 8-5. This one just does come over the net, and there's one where that looked like a real offensive type of serve to me.
Absolutely.
Very nicely done.
Absolutely. You got a strong float serve. That ball's not going to come at you one direction. It's going to move all over the place. You really have to stay on your toes and follow it.
This one's spanked, but it's going to be a little bit too far. Service error for Northgate. Clayton gets the point, and they get the serve back. Substitution coming in for Clayton Valley. Jordan Bluth will come into the ball game, number 3. Well, I believe that was number 5. Ariana Bermudez also coming in for Coach Dave Hobson off the Eagles bench. And this one's going to be too far. Another service error. So one good turn deserves another. And now Michelle Lawrence will drop back to serve for the Broncos. And that's 3 in a row on the service errors. So they just kind of keep trading them right now. Another substitution coming in for the Eagles. And Sydney Runyon now will come in for Clayton Valley, and she'll drop back to serve. Set, spike, too far. Let's see if she get that one in. And they're going to say yes, indeed. Point for Northgate.
And Jade Lee, number 25, is a huge hitter for Northgate. Great asset out of the middle. She's got a big, hardy swing. She can cut it different directions, and when she can find those empty corners, she'll go for it.
Kelsey LaCour checking into the game. Kelsey, another one of the players that will be playing at the next level. She'll be playing at Manhattan College, and this one goes right into the net. And now, apparently, those service errors are contagious. We've had 4 here in the last 5 points.
And, you know, those are tough balls to miss. Your serve is the first chance you get to make a move for your team, and to have so many of them go out or go into the net is just really tough.
Megan Elms, the senior libero. That pass going very close to the net. Spanked down. And that's going to be a point for Northgate.
And, you know, you saw that she went up, you know, face-to-face with that blocker, but her strength alone pushes that ball right past her hands.
And third one's got to go over from way back there, and they're not going to get it done. And now 13-8 in favor of Northgate. And here's, you know, one of those problems. You fall behind a good team, and chances are you're not going to catch up. So we'll see if Clayton Valley can keep it pretty close. And miss hit this time. That's going to be off of the hands of Jessica Stratton, and just kind of took her eye off that one as it goes backwards. And now timeout Clayton Valley as Coach Hobson wants to talk it over, and you can see now that, you know, again, you just don't want to fall too far behind a good team.
Absolutely. It's a great call by the coach to call timeout. You want to ice this server, see if she can maybe serve it into the net, which they've been doing frequently. So it's a good chance for him to call this timeout, and he's really got to calm down his passers. They've been sending him a lot of good serves, and if you can't get behind it, they're really going to struggle to run their offense.
Walnut Creek, WalnutCreekTV.org. You are watching Walnut Creek Television. Catherine Kataya and Anthony Schultz. If you want to see more, let us know. We'd like to bring you more sports right here on Walnut Creek TV. So the early lead to Northgate. And we're talking about Michelle Lawrence as one of the top players in the East Bay and never comes out of the lineup, and the leader in kills for the team.
And you know, she's not only just a strong hitter, but she can play all the way around. She's got solid passes, a great platform for a tall girl like herself. She can set the ball. She really is an overall very strong player.
Boy, diving to try to get it. Looked like she may have injured herself a little bit. Was Runyon on that dive as Cindy gets up now. It appears to be okay. But another point coming out of the timeout for the Broncos. Tap. Set. Coming from the back row, attack right there, and blocked successfully by Clayton Valley as they get the point.
That's a huge block for Clayton Valley's front row right there. And the last thing you want to do as from hitting back row is hit down the middle. And that's exactly what Michelle Lawrence did. And so she's got to be able to find those corners and be able to hit around that block. Otherwise, she's going to do just what we saw.
Look, just an easier situation for the blockers to get in position?
Absolutely. If you're standing in the middle, that's your position. All you got to do is jump up and put those hands above the net, and you're set. So it really is up to that hitter back row to hit around you.
Another service error for Clayton Valley. Both teams kind of piling those up here in set number one. And now here's Megan Stark to serve for Northgate. This one, hey, right toward the net, playing it out of the net, but can't make another play on that for the Eagles.
And those are tough balls for their setter to get to. She's back row right now. She's got to hustle up to the net, and that pass was tight. So it really is difficult with your momentum moving towards the net.
We talked about how important those passing are. I mean, obviously the ladies with all the kills get a lot of the attention. That one is going to be in and score for Clayton Valley. So the people with the big hits and the kills and the great hitting percentage get most of the attention. But like we were talking about earlier, Catherine, if the passing isn't good, you're not going to get those opportunities.
Absolutely. It all starts with that good pass so that setter can get a good set, and then your hitters can do what they do best.
Well, that one is spanked over. But look at Lawrence is going to be a little wide right. Looking for that side over there, but it'll be a point for Clayton. But it looked like the Broncos were going to be out of system after that very fine serve. But great job by the Broncos to get it right back in and really ended up attacking the play anyway. Well, Lawrence's shot just a little bit too wide. Bump set coming over here to Lawrence, who spanks it home. And boy, knocking down Catalina Buenrostro. And I don't blame Catalina one bit. I would have just tried to get out of the way.
She does. She comes out there really tall, real big, fast swing, and those are scary. You really just have to get behind it and trust your platform to be at that ball.
Third one coming over, free ball, an opportunity here, but boy, a very tight set again. Now we're going to into the net for Northgate, and that was really all because that pass was a little too close to the net that time.
Absolutely. Once again, it starts with that pass, and for a free ball situation like that, you really don't want to see those bad passes. You should be able to trust your passers to get that ball right where it needs to be to run a good play, because that's what those free balls are good for.
As a coach, that must, if you don't get that must just drive you crazy, because those should be the opportunities that you are going to be spiking the ball. Oh, right on the net, just does come back over. Oh, second one. Good reaction from Clayton Valley that time, but they don't get the point. But that was a very nice reaction by number 8, Lauren McCarthy, just reaching out that left arm, able to put the ball over.
And that comes from experience. You just react to that ball. Your body knows, hey, get underneath it, and sometimes it works.
Just swing. Get a piece of it any way you can, and too far this time for number 14, Nicole Papineau. And that'll be a point for Clayton Valley. Okay. 19-13 in favor of the Broncos. I'm trying to look around the basketball backboard here, and I can just look to my left and see it scoreboard nice and easy. Here we go. Spanked down, and Michelle Lawrence does it again. And Michelle Lawrence, almost 12 kills per match. And also, you talked about her being an all-around player, 7.5 digs as well. That's very good, I would say, for a big player. And a lot of teams, Coach was telling me that they try to serve at her, feeling that might be one of her weaknesses, and she's going to get a service ace on this play. Another point for the Broncos. They lead at 21-13, and apparently it takes the other teams a little while to find out that serving at her, that's really not a weakness that she has. So after a while, they go, okay, I guess we'll just stop doing it.
You know, it's smart. You pick on the tall girl thinking she can't pass, and when she does, you really have to find
Oh,
another
uh-oh.
option.
Plan B. Set. And they looked like they wanted a back row attack, but that wasn't happening. Set. Spike. Second one. Third one got to come over. Nicely done by Clayton Valley to stay in the point. Set. Tapped over. Eagles in good position that time. And, boy, we had a double hit here by Clayton Valley. Didn't quite see that. That didn't look like a double hit to me. It was right in front. I didn't.
Well, you know, and you can always tell by the spin of the ball if it comes off the hands when it's not clean. It will spin. A solid set will have no spin on it.
There's another point for the Broncos. 23-13 now. Broncos closing in here on this first set and leading handily right now. Lawrence coming over out of the net. And that'll be a point for Northgate. Now set point for the Broncos here. Kind of making quick work of the Eagles here in set number one. One more time for Lawrence. Oh, put a big hit on that one. And it came right at Ariana Bermudez. And good fastball that time by Lawrence. And that closes it out in a final score of 25-13. And we are done with set number one. 1-0 in favor of Northgate.
Parking made easy and convenient.
You're good to go.
Now that was easy.
Hi, welcome to Inside Center Rep.
My name is Carrie Lederer, and I'm the curator of exhibitions here at the Bedford Gallery.
Hi there, welcome to Get Lit.
And that's when I decided to run for the city council.
This is so exciting.
All right, back here with women's volleyball from Northgate High School in Walnut Creek TV. Anthony Schultz along with Catherine Katina and Kataya. Did I say Katina? I did. Catherine Kataya. Catherine, that's a quick work by Northgate over Clayton Valley. And Clayton, well, going to have to play a little better to stay in this one, actually even force a fourth set, I would think.
Absolutely. And, you know, Northgate, we saw that they had some trouble with their serves in that first set, a lot of them in the net, a lot of them out, and then they really stepped it up, and that's what got them that run. That's what got them ahead because they really served Clayton Valley's passers off this court. You know, and I was going to say, well, you know, a lot of freebies or several freebies with the service errors were given by Clayton Valley, but actually Northgate committed just as many, so that really wasn't a big difference in the match. But you can see, especially with Michelle Lawrence, the ability to get up there and spike the ball is really with Northgate a lot more than it is with Clayton Valley right now. So a lot more attacking and offense coming from the Northgate side. But here comes Clayton Valley, and let's see what they can do here in set number two. Northgate won the first one 25-13, and they started out with a service error, and that's not the way Coach Hobson wanted to see
set number 2 gets started.
Yeah, that's really the last thing you want to do when you start off a game here is serve that ball in or out of the net.
Third one's got to come over, and it does. Nicely hit, but dug out very well by Northgate. Spanked from the other side by who else? Michelle Lawrence, and she gets another kill. And you can see why she leads the team in kills with nearly 12 per match. Bumped over, and that is going to be out of bounds. And make it a quick 3-0 in favor of the Broncos.
And you can tell they've really come out swinging. So something in that huddle must have been said for them to come out and just wail on the ball.
Bump set, coming over the back row attack. Coming over toward the antenna, played out of the net, and now we're going to have into the net for Northgate. And that will be the first point of the set for Clayton Valley. And coming into the net that time was Samantha Steiner. But again, you have to play the ball where it is. And if it's too close like that, that's usually going to get that shoulder against that net. That's what happened right there. Nice fake to Michelle Lawrence, but played very well in the back row by Megan Elms. Back set, tapped over, and just inside the line. I'm going to say out of bounds.
You know, in theory, that was a great play. It was right where it could have been. And it was a close call. It was just out. It should have been in, but
I'm thinking that might have gone on the other side of the antenna.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't even look.
Might have been the play because it was, from our vantage point, Kevin, that was clearly inside the line.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great ball, but then again, we don't have the right angle for that sort of play, so I'll trust the refs with that one.
You know what? I'm not going to get on the refs. They have a hard enough job. But one thing I will say about volleyball, much more polite than other sports.
Absolutely, definitely.
Not even close to some of the other sports.
We know the rules and we follow them. Wow.
And spike down, and that's counts. And Clayton Valley getting really into that. And that was the nicest point so far of the evening for Clayton Valley. And that will be number 15 getting the kill, Kayla Taylor. Dug out, and that one is just going to hit the net, go over. And the libero, looked like she had it go off her chest that time. Number 2, Laura Bailey for Northgate. Laura Bailey, 6 digs per game, the leader in that category for the Broncos. Third one's got to go over, and it does. Set, back set, spike. Handle tapped over, but out of bounds. The play is looking a little more crisp here as we move on. Clayton Valley, certainly playing and hitting a little bit better, even though that one was wide left.
Yeah, absolutely. And it all starts with their passing. Their passing this game this set is tremendous compared to that last set, and that's really what's going to get them far.
5-4 in favor of Clayton Valley. Dug out by Elms again. God, I love that play. Lawrence, and she just spikes it right down.
And not only is she a strong hitter, but she finds those holes and she knows exactly where to put it. And that's what you want, especially out of a college player, to hear that she's going on to the next level, that she's smart and not just strong, because that's what's going to get her real far.
Because being able to find the seam, especially at the next level, is going to be very important, because she is going to see a lot more blocking opportunities for her opponents. Back set, tap to the net. Lawrence, did she get that one in? 8-ball corner pocket, counted for Northgate.
Earlier in the JV match, we saw some girls struggle with those back row sets, trying to hit the ball behind them. But here, you just see her. She locks on, she hits it, she knows exactly where to put it.
Third one's got to go over. Just does touch the net. Set, and with the left hand, but letting it fly a little bit too long is Papineau. A little bit too much mustard on that one, not able to get that downward trajectory on that ball, and it's out of bounds. And we are tied at 6, so after being handled in that first set, the Eagles coming back here, but now we have another service error. So already 2 service errors in the second set for Clayton Valley. Nicole Papineau to serve for Northgate. Pass a little bit too far and cleaned up nicely by Allie Nealon. And boy, sometimes, Catherine, you just got to get a piece of that ball, but when you let it go over the net like that free ball situation, that pass a little bit too long, and when you have that overpass, you're in danger of having it come back to you very quickly. Tap, set a little bit short that time, but cleaned up nicely, and that is number 8, Lauren McCarthy of Clayton Valley.
And Anthony, going back to that overpass situation, as a middle blocker, those are like candy. I played middle blocker back when I played in high school, and to see that overpass coming at you and to square up and just swing at it, those are the moments you play for.
My sports analogy, it's batting practice.
Batting practice, okay.
Set, tapped over, and good. And I loved when the ladies use a little thinking, because you get the defense thinking that they're going to spike it, and then you just tap it over. And again, it's see the ball, see the defense, hit it where they ain't, and Lawrence did that perfectly that time. This one way overpass, and they're going to let that one go out of bounds. Papineau right on the play, and that was wide left, and it's 10-7. It was 6-6, so 4 of the last 5 points coming to Northgate, and boy, third one's going to come over. Got to say one thing for Clayton, Catherine, right now they at least are handling some of those tough serves, because her serves are very offensive. This one is going to be, let's see, count it for Northgate.
Yeah, you're right. They are passing very well compared to this last set. They're getting behind the ball. They're squaring up to those hitters, and it's really just trusting your platform to be out there and put that ball where it needs to be.
11-7. So it is getting them out of system a little bit, but at least they're able to come back over, and Lawrence, a back row attack, and that's a little too far. She's trying to go for that far corner. Unable to get that one, and a point for Clayton Valley. So Sydney Runyon coming in. It's her first look here of the second set. Change for Clayton Valley. Set, tapped over. Eagles right there. Set, tapped, and that was going to be to touch the net or to touch a Bronco, and it did not. It just hit the net and went out of bounds. I thought we were going to get the touch call here from the R2, Peter Dunn, but he says no, just off the top of the net. Taps the net. Third one's got to go over for the 10-foot line. Set, spike. Let's see, did they get it? And they're going to say out of bounds, point to Clayton Valley. So Clayton Valley holding up rather nicely here. It's 12-9. Elms to serve for the Eagles. Set, tapped over. Eagles in good position that time, Catherine. Blocked at the net. Tapped over again. Might have been a setter dump play, but I don't think she was looking to set that ball at all. This came over, but another point, 12-10 in favor of Northgate, but here come the Eagles. Lawrence, the back row attack. Tapped over. Set to that far side, and Clayton's going to hit it out of bounds.
Not only are we seeing tremendous passing from both teams, but the net play for both of them is just on a whole nother level compared to this last set. They're both strong, they're getting up to block, and they're tipping a lot more than we saw before.
Much more crisp is the play, and certainly much more competitive, at least thus far, here in set number 2. Blocked at the net by Northgate. Set, spike. Handled in the back row by Clayton Valley. Back set. And now we have somebody in the net. Double hit.
It actually looked like a net call. Yeah.
Look, I saw Peter Dunn. I thought he threw up the peace sign, which is a double. If they give that kind of that wave hand motion toward the net is when they're calling somebody in the net. But in any event, it's going to be a point for Clayton Valley, and they trail just 13-11 here in set number 2. That tapped over, a nice dive, but overpass, and then Clayton's going to get the point anyway. So the Eagles tally, and Catalina Buenrostro, it looked like the ball just kind of hit her, and She was just sort of reacting to it, got the overpass, but instead Clayton gets the point anyway. Wayne Rostro to serve. Set, spike. Nice play by Wayne Rostro, showing that good reaction. Over, dive, can they play it? 1, 2, 3, and not coming back over. Good hustle by Clayton Valley that time. As you know, so many times we're seeing when the ball's coming back to the Eagles, it's coming at them very hard. And that one is going to be way out. A service error for number 4, Emma Herman for Northgate. And Clayton Valley staying real close here. It's 14-13. Runyon out. Bermudez in for Coach Hobson and the Eagles. Good looking serve right there. Set, spike. And a lot of times, Catherine, we are seeing the Eagles chase the ball backwards or well to the side and into the corners, which means they're just having problems with some of those balls that are hit with more velocity.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only are they coming at them fast, but they're coming at them in spots where they aren't. And that's exactly what the Broncos need to do. They got to move this defense around, and they're making them work for it.
Yeah, they're in chase mode as soon as that ball's coming over, instead of just being in position to attack, or at least pass to attack. Set, spike, and wide left. Point for Northgate. Good looking play that time by the Eagles. Just not executed the way they would have liked, and they give up the point. Spike down. Lawrence again with another kill. She's piling them up.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you want to do as a passer for Clayton Valley right now is put that overpass to Michelle Lawrence in the front row, because you just know it's going to come back at you with the force.
You might as well line up and get ready for the serve. But now, in all fairness to Clayton, they have handled some of those, but most of them are ending up points. Here it is again. But that was blocked at the net nicely that time. Good position, but they're not going to get the point here. But a nice block. That was Kayla Taylor who got a piece of that at the net and allowed the back row to handle the Lawrence spike.
Yeah, definitely. Those soft blocks are what you need to sort of take the pressure off your passers. Help them out a little bit in that front row.
Set over to Lawrence, and she puts it away, coming at Megan Elms. And, you know, Megan in that back row, just not a whole lot of opportunity to get that ball back up in the air where one of your other players can handle it.
Yeah, you know, and she's hitting her to the right side where it's tough to get into that back corner. She's tall enough to put it over that passer and to put it in a hole where there's no one there. And that libero's really got her work cut out for her in that back row, because you just can count on Lawrence to move her around.
I mean, you figure you're going to have to go to the floor to get a dig, or you're going to have to go to left to right to one of the corners to get it. And when you're just reaching out with your wrist, I mean, the chances that you're going to get that ball going back the way you want it, it's just a very difficult play.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you can't get too far underneath it. Your fists have so many angles and so many places where it can hit that ball any direction. And that's what that chase factor comes in, because as soon as that ball comes off your platform at a wrong angle, your whole team's really got to work for it.
Comes off the wrist bone, you just don't know where it's going.
Exactly.
Well, we got to hand it to Coach Hobson and the Eagles, because they've stayed fairly close here. Now they've started to fall back a little bit at 19-13. There's Coach Dave Hobson. You see their overall record and their league record. Big task in front of them here. Now, certainly in full comeback mode are the Eagles right now. Second one, third one coming over. Free ball situation. Let's see if the Broncos take advantage. Going right to Lawrence, and she gets the kill.
And, you know, that was a smart move on Michelle's part, because she's been hitting that libero to her right side this entire time, and she switched it up and took it over to the left, and you just know she was not expecting that.
Couldn't get to it. Barely had enough time to make any reaction at all, and now it's 20-13, and all of a sudden we had a competitive match, Catherine, and right now it's starting to run away. A little jostling at the net, and the joust is won by Northgate. And you can see where the Broncos have that height advantage and able to get over that net and really press that net much more so than the Eagles.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last thing you want as a setter is to put that ball tight right into the hands of Michelle Lawrence.
Peltier to serve. Set, left a little bit low, but handled by the Eagles. Lawrence again. Blocked. This is going to be touched at the net by Clayton Valley. Out of bounds it goes, and it's 22-13. So the Broncos pulling away, and let's see if the Eagles have a run in them to make this a little closer. Tapped, and we'll just kind of miss-hit in the back row that time by number 11, Jessica Stratton. And really not able to get any lift at all on that set. And is that one long? No, it's not. And a service ace for Northgate. 23-13. Make it 24-13. Set point here for the Broncos. Face down. Third one coming over. Punched over for Northgate, or for Clayton. Set. Lawrence leaped a little bit too early that time, and I think we have somebody in the net. We do.
Yeah, but that was definitely a net call. Their middle blocker jumped up a little too soon on that block, got her shoulder into the net, and that's, especially set point, it's pretty detrimental to the team.
So set number 2 ends the same way. 25-13 in favor of Northgate. They go up 2-0, and we'll be back with set number 3 right here on Walnut Creek TV.
Northern California's largest community arts program is here in Walnut Creek.
We have over 180 professionals teaching music, dance, drama, and visual arts.
With over 680 classes, workshops, and events.
There are classes for youth, teens, and adults.
With opportunities for beginners through professionals.
Find your spark.
Learn, inspire, grow.
All right, Anthony Schultz and Catherine Kataya right here at Northgate High School in Walnut Creek. In Walnut Creek TV, women's volleyball, the Northgate Broncos taking advantage of. There's Coach Dave Weiland. Dave in his third season at the helm. He spent 7 years as an assistant. They won the league in both his first 2 years. And they were ousted in the semis last year in a loss to the Redwood Giants. And the Giants, no slouch, they went on to win the NCS Division II title. So a successful tenure here for Coach Weiland at Northgate, and certainly turning in another fantastic season for the Broncos.
Yeah, and coming in, this is the second to last week of league, and with the past couple tournaments, Northgate's moved up to number 4 in D2 schools right now. So they're looking at a good seed for NCS, so hopefully they can go far.
Coming up rather soon, and they certainly would like to do better and get past the that semi-final round, which they got to a year ago. First point going to Northgate. Dug out nicely by Clayton. Tap over. Set. Spike. Handle in the back row. And going to the opposite side, Clayton Valley, and a little bit too high that time for Jessica Stratton. Reaching up and not able to make a play, and it's 2-0 in favor of Northgate. Okay, and this one going to be into the seats, and it's a quick 3-0 for the Broncos.
And that was a great serve. You see that the Clayton Valley Eagles are stacked on that left side right now, and she put that ball short right where they're going to overlap, and it's sort of a communication error on their part.
Set. And there's that slide play. I haven't seen that a whole lot tonight. Didn't get the spike that they really wanted. This one's going to touch the net. Play, third one's got to come over, and now it's going to be a double hit. Point for Clayton Valley, and they are on the board here in set number 3. That slide play, when you get the player kind of looping over the other, a lot of times we get that running start, Catherine. There's that back set. This is going to be out of bounds, but you kind of get that running start, and you just figure, uh-oh, here it comes.
Absolutely.
It's going to come down really hard.
Yeah, and you're able to get that running start as if you're running a basketball layup. You come up off that left foot, and your whole right side is just ready to swing.
You kind of think you got to really have that practice really well, or you're going to be into the net. Got to start a couple of feet back, I guess, huh? It was going to be put down by Clayton, and they're going to make it 4-2.
That's the spot Clayton Valley is going to have to hit. They have to find those deep corners because Northgate right now has been real scrappy in the middle, covering tips and covering short ball. So they're going to have to pound them in the corners where they're not ready for it.
Clayton Valley trying to make a comeback here, down 2-0, trying to force set number 4. And looking at Northgate's schedule earlier, they opened with a win over Heritage, got things rolling with a win over Concord on September the 20th. At that point, they were winning 5 in a row from the 20th through October the 9th. Saw them playing excellent volleyball. And just a setter dump there, pushed right over, but the Broncos are ready, but this one is into the net. Point for Clayton, and that makes it 4-3. And you and I, Catherine, were talking a little bit earlier about some of the marathon that these ladies will play when they are playing tournament volleyball.
Yeah, definitely. All-day tournaments on Saturdays. You're most of the time guaranteed 4 matches. They do play best of 3 since they're longer days, but you can play up to 7 matches, 8 matches a day, especially if they're 24 teams in a tournament. You're there all day, and it's definitely a rally.
That's like running a marathon.
Yeah.
That's a lot of volleyball. Third one's got to go over, and it does. 5-3 here in set number 3 in favor of Northgate. This one coming back, coming over. Set spike. Handled the back row nicely by Elms. Blocked at the net, but that is going to fall right in front of a back row player. That was number 5 for Northgate, Julia Peltier, diving for that ball and unable to get it back over, and it's 5-4. Now, this is the same situation that we had the last time when Clayton was playing pretty close, and then they got around to that 13, 14-point level, and really you saw Northgate then sort of put distance between themselves and the Eagles. Over, set, spike, blocked at the net. Nicely done by Clayton Valley to stay in the point, and the ladies got a bona fide rally going here. Back set, coming over on the overpass, attacking, back set, and now a double hit. Now that one looked unclean.
Yeah, and you can tell, like I said, when it comes off the hands, if it's got that spin on it, and a lot of times you can tell by the look of the player herself, whether she knows it was a bad set or not.
Coach Weiland giving some instruction to his Broncos. This one coming over and nicely done. That was number 11, Jessica Stratton, hitting it from beyond that 10-foot line that time, Catherine, and really found the open spot here on the near side of the floor just before the line.
Yeah, that's a good spot to hit because you've got 2 players there that have to overlap, and it's really a communication error when someone doesn't go for it because it's right in between them. Someone just has to go for it.
Yep. Broncos unable to return that one, and a 6-5 game. Set, spike, and this one is coming back. Blocked successfully that time in the middle, and that is number 8, Lauren McCarthy of Clayton. And look at this, a 6-6 tie. Can Clayton keep it up through the duration of the set? That is the question, and a service error immediately follows the tie game, but now it's 7-6.
And those service errors really, really hurt your momentum. To feel your team putting in all this work and then, to have the ball and to have the momentum and have the game sort of be in your favor and to miss that serve is just really tough. It's tough to come back from that.
The momentum really hurts, and it's kind of one of those things that Clayton Valley, because of the talent disparity, Catherine, they can ill afford to give that up. Ball's coming over. If Northgate were to do this one hit in the net, will be a point for Northgate. you feel like if Northgate makes some of those mistakes, they can overcome it.
Right.
Clayton Valley can.
Yeah, they really, and you can see it in their mental game. That's where that comes in with and maybe they're a young team versus a team with a lot of seniors. It's just basically, it's repetition, it's practice, and it's being able to shake off that last point and really play this next one as if it's its whole own game.
Service error for Northgate. Yeah, you got to have a short memory sometimes, and when you make a mistake, if you can just put that behind you and play the next play, that's sometimes very difficult to do.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the hardest games to teach is that mental aspect.
Back set. Put over, it's too long. That's going to be in, and a point for Clayton Valley. And getting the kill that time, number 15, Kayla Taylor, able to swat that one down.
And there it is. We saw it again. She hit that deep corner, and that's where those players have to overlap. Those back row players really need to be able to move and face that hitter and challenge her to hit it right to them.
All right, here's Elms. An 8-8 tie. Set, and now we're going to have a double hit, unclean again. That's a couple of times that's happened to Clayton. And looking out there, still have not seen Michelle Lawrence here for set number 3. Nine to 8 in favor of Northgate. Went over, and that looked like it did get a piece of the Broncos. No, it did not. Excuse me. I thought the Broncos had touched that at the net, but that was going to be out of bounds. See, I thought he said Pete Dunn here was pointing Northgate's way and giving them the point. A little bit of
you see
confusion
here. Yeah, the Broncos look a little confused. They all thought it was the Clayton Valley serve as well.
Yeah.
So there must have been something lost in that last play.
It.
Yeah.
Going right into the net, and a service ace for the Broncos, and number 11, Megan Stark. Going to get a little more into that Northgate schedule. So they're talking about they're winning 5 in a row from the 20th through the 9th. And during that streak, Catherine, 4 straight matches that they won, they ended up losing to Albany, but they were sweeping matches regularly as well. So it's one thing to win, but it's another thing to just set in and set out. Nobody's even staying with you, and that's kind of the situation that they had, kind of rolling through the competition. Overpass. Northgate not able to put that one away. Hit right down the line. Tough angle that time. Nicely done by number 11 for Clayton, Jessica Stratton, coming right down the net here over the Northgate side. She put that ball in a very tough position for the Broncos to handle. 12-9 in favor of Northgate. So it's about right here in the last set when the Broncos really started to pull away. Let's see if the Eagles can keep this one close. Handled by Elms, the libero. And then mishit over there by Runyon. Just kind of went off her wrist a little bit lower than she would have liked, and that one didn't have a chance to go over. Well, after Northgate lost to Albany to sort of break that run, immediately after that they won 3 more in a row. There's that slide play, and Runyon, that ball's coming at her very quickly, and it's kind of like we talked about that earlier. Do you play it or you just try to get out of the way? She was kind of in between those two thoughts that time.
Right, especially when you're coming in as a middle to run the slide, is you fake that one in the middle, so you have all those passers thinking she's going to come at you with that quick one set. And when she goes around to the back, you're so caught off that there's really nothing you can do except pray that you pass that ball.
Yeah, pray that you hit it right. So they had another 6-game winning streak, did the Broncos, from October the 15th. Started out with a win over YV, and then they beat Concord, and then Mesa, Beretas Prep, Sitton Catholic. This one is going to come over. Ladies putting a rally together here, and that set left very short that time. And then for Northgate, Kelsey LaCour going up there and really didn't have a chance to get that one back over the net. That set needed to be a lot higher than it was. And look at that serve coming for Jessica Stratton with that big high toss and then the leap. You know, when you see that kind of serve executed, sometimes it's coming down at that nice trajectory coming down, but it seems to me a lot of times a lot of moving parts going on in there, and tough to be consistent with one of those.
Definitely. If your toss is off with those jump serves, you really have to chase it, and your whole swing is off. It throws you off completely. So to have a good toss is really the backbone to a good topspin serve.
Set, spike. Handled in the back row nicely by Clayton Valley. Spike going to catch the net, but not go over. Point for Northgate. Now, Clayton Valley, they kind of traded wins and losses through most of the season, but they did win 3 in a row. October the 4th through the 11th with wins over Mount Diablo, YV, and Berean Christian. But come into tonight's play having lost 2 in a row, and that's kind of where they stand at 2 games below 500 in league and overall. Dug out really nicely over there on the far side. Great play by Clayton Valley. And that was number 5, but this is going to be a kill for number 6, Taylor Patton. But a nice play by Ariana Bermudez on that one earlier. But unfortunately for the Eagles, they don't get the point, and now they trail 17-11. Well, timeout on the floor, and it's a lead for the Broncos. And really, because, even with Michelle Lawrence on the bench here for this set, Catherine, starting to make quick work again of Clayton Valley.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a really strong team. They have a lot of hitters that can hold their own, and they have a lot of people outside of Michelle Lawrence that can really do great things for this team. And so it's nice to see that the Broncos are very well-rounded and that they don't have to rely on just one person to get the job done, that they really are a very, close-knit team, and they can all sort of do their own.
Yeah, TV comes home, youtube.com, City of Walnut Creek, facebook.com/City of Walnut Creek, twitter.com/Walnut Creek TV. You can watch this game on YouTube and let us know if you want to see more games here on Walnut Creek TV. We'd like to bring you more sports. So it's certainly, with Lawrence out, it certainly bodes well as they head toward the NCS and the postseason, when they're going to see a lot of that top-notch competition. It's going to be nice that you can run your offense through different players. Gives you certainly a much better chance to win when you have a lot more firepower, and the Northgate Broncos certainly do. Set, spike, and from the back row, hit by number 4, Emma Herman, but that's exit stage right, and that'll be a point for Clayton Valley. It's 17-12. A lot of high fives over there on that Clayton bench, trying to stay close. And boy, 2 players going forward at once. That time, that was Emma Herman and Peltier, number 5. Both players going forward at the same time. Pelletier, excuse me. Pelletier getting that ball over that last time. Set. There she is again. Spike, but blocked. Can they chase it down one more time? Keep it alive. The third hit doesn't come over, but good hustle by Clayton Valley on that far side. Just could not quite get that one back over the net.
And that was a great hustle by Clayton Valley. A lot of one-armed swings and a lot of hustle, and that's what you need to keep up with this Bronco offense.
Back row attack. Overpass into the net, and that's going to be a point for Northgate. (19-13). And this is the point limit that the Eagles have not been able to get by so far. Ending up with 13 points in both set number 1 and number 2. Overpass, tough set, jousting at the net, and that joust is won by Northgate. And that is number 9, Molly San Regret, getting that one over. And those are those 50-50 balls. Haven't seen a tremendous amount of those tonight, Catherine, but the ones we have seen are usually being won by Northgate, and there's kind of another one on the overpass again.
Yeah, and the trick to those jousting, you really have to be that person that comes up last. So as that Clayton Valley player is coming down, these Northgate teams are coming up, and that's what really gives it that extra oomph to push that ball over the net.
Set. 21-13. Blocked at the net. Nicely done by Clayton Valley to keep this one alive. And the ladies start to rally. Pass into that point for Clayton Valley. It's 21-14.
You know, the Clayton Valley defense, they're really getting a lot of help right now from their front row blockers. All those soft blocks and all those touches are really helping those passers have that time to get underneath the ball, and I think that's where they're really keeping up right now.
Getting those blockers in a much better position. And it's nice for those back row players when that ball is not being rocketed toward you. You can certainly have a chance to do something with it. Here's an overpass coming over. Set, spike. And that is going to be off of number 11, and Jessica Stratton. And a little bit too hard for Jessica to handle that time, 22-14. Third one's got to come over, and it does. Sort of a back set going toward the net that time. Looked like a funny looking slide play. I haven't seen it at that angle, and the Eagles not going to be able to get it over the net.
And you can see again there that Broncos, their front row, has that upper hand being at the net and being on time and really reading those sets to be able to put that block over the ball.
23-14. Mic'd over, and was it touched? No, it wasn't. Out of bounds, point Northgate. Match point for the Broncos, and they're going to have many opportunities if they don't convert this first one. Man, that is going to be in, and count it for the Broncos, and they win this one by a final of 25-14, and they take care of Clayton Valley. And really, a couple of times Clayton Valley, Catherine, was making somewhat of a move and staying in the set, but overall just not able to hang with the much tougher Northgate Broncos.
Absolutely, and you see here that this score really shows how consistent these Broncos are. They push their offense, and yeah, sometimes they have some trouble, but they really pull it out, and they keep teams to where they, where they're comfortable keeping them. They did a great job. Great volleyball by both teams today.
Well, the Broncos run their record now to 9-0 in league, 20-8 overall. Clayton Valley falls to 11-14 and 4-6 in the DVAL. Anthony Schultz along with Catherine Kataya, and Catherine is just one of those things where just a little too much talent on one side as opposed to the other.
Yeah, it definitely is a big show for the difference, not only in talent, but in height as well. You see that this Bronco front row had a lot of height compared to the Clayton Valley Eagles, and that really helps, especially in those jousting and those blocking, and all that front row play really depends on the height of their team, and they did a good job. But the Clayton Valley Eagles, they moved their defense, and they adjusted, and they played some great ball.
Well, Northgate gets it done. If you want to see more, go to www.walnutcreektv.org and tell us what you think. Walnut Creek TV's presentation of girls volleyball here from Northgate High School and Walnut Creek. For Catherine Kataya, I am Anthony Schultz saying so long, and we'll see you Friday. We'll have the football game coming up for you, so make sure to check that out, and you can watch tonight's game on YouTube. For Catherine, I'm Anthony Schultz saying so long, everybody.
Do you want to learn more about your environment and the wildlife around you? Become an open space adventurer. Visit www.walnut-creek.org/walks to download your Open Space Adventurer Passport. It will have all the instructions you'll need to get started. Complete the passport and earn your certificate, signed by Mayor Bob Simmons.
The best thing about Walnut Creek Open Space is getting together with friends and family. It's a great excuse to bring out your kids, like my son here. He gets an opportunity to see snakes, all kinds of wildlife, coyotes, deer, you name it. It's out here. It's a great time. Good reason to get the kids away from the video games.
You will also receive a walking whistle and lanyard for a job well done. Children must be 12 years of age or younger. For more information, go to www.walnut-creek.org/walks or call 943-5895. We'll see you on the trail.
Northern California's largest community arts program is here in Walnut Creek.
We have over 180 professionals teaching music, dance, drama, and visual arts.
With over 680 classes, workshops, and events.
There are classes for youth, teens, and adults.
With opportunities for beginners through professionals.
Find your spark.
Learn, inspire, grow.